our previous video, we worked with rules such as add 4 or multiply by 5. Our rules will not always be written using that format. Often we'll use variables, which are single letters that stand for a number. The letter will represent the input, and then we'll use our mathematical symbols to tell us what we're going to do with it. One thing to note that might look unusual is often we'll have a number written directly in front of a variable or a letter, and that means multiply. So for example, if you see 3m, in math, that means 3 times m. Let's look at some more examples. What if we want to write a rule using a variable? For example, let's get a rule of adding 5. We want to write this using a variable w. This means that w will eventually be replaced with each of our inputs. But right now, we're writing a rule. And we're going to tell people what to do with w when they know what value it is. And our rule is we're going to take w, and it says we're going to add 5. So our rule is w plus 5. It's important to be able to figure out what the rule is asking us to do. What does the rule 4/a represent? Remember, a fraction is like division. So often when we use a fraction bar, instead of the division sign, we're saying 4 divided by a. So that means we would take the number that is represented by a and 4 divided by that. In your fraction, the bottom number is what we're dividing by. You could also see this written out as 4 divided by a. That notation is less common online just because the division symbol is a little bit harder to get to. So most often we will use that fraction bar to represent division. Just like in our previous videos, we'll often have these set up in input-output tables. Notice here the columns are labeled X, and then on the right is 3x. So the X is the input. The right column, 3x, is the output. Let's start by figuring out what that rule means. 3x right next to each other means 3 times x. So we'll take every input in our x column and multiply it by 3 to get our output. Let's get started. First, x is equal to 6. So my answer would be 3 times 6, or 18. Next, let's evaluate when x is 11. 3 times 11, 33. Continuing our same rule, 3 times 28 gives us an output of 84. And our last row, 3 times 32 equals 97.